And I just share a few things that I believe will help you, that's been helping me these few years. That's about 35 years, going to 36 years now, that God delighted in me and decided to make me a biological mother. And for this, I'm eternally grateful. And now I'm even a grandmother. Please give your children values. Number one, give them spiritual values. This is purposeful motherhood. Give your children spiritual values. God does not have grandchildren. Let your children have a relationship with God. Let your children know God personally. Teach them to read their Bible. Teach them to cultivate a dynamic relationship with the Lord. Teach them. Sunday school teachers cannot teach them enough. Schools cannot teach your children enough. Your child is like a plain sheet of paper. You are supposed to write. You are supposed to write. So please teach your children spiritual values. Very spiritual. Let them know that prayer is important. That prayer is not a spare part. Let them know that they should call on the throne before they call on the phone. Teach your children to do that. It's very important. Number two, give your children societal values. This is purposeful motherhood. Give your children societal values. This is respect the police, respect authority figures, behave yourself, obey traffic laws, pay your taxes. Societal values. Respect the elderly ones. Treat women very well. Treat men very well. Nobody will help you do this. Part of it is sex education. Teach your girls how to sit. Teach your boys how to treat their sisters. Don't let your boys sit in the living room watching Arsenal and Chelsea while you are cooking. And then it's only the girls that will be there. You're not helping those children. Be intentional about the way you will raise your kids. Let your natural children, the children that will marry your children, that will marry your biological children, continue to bless you. Because the generation of your children will either bless you or curse you. Let them say, this woman tried. Your mother did well. Sometimes I'll just tell my husband, wherever your mother is, God bless her. This is what should happen. Give your children societal values. Give them sex education. Let them know that sex is not everything in marriage. Let them understand the value of respect, the value of dignity, the value of hard work. Teach your children. Don't just give them everything they ask for. Let them understand that hard work is important. Give them such values. Give your children financial values. Let them work for their money. Let them rise. Don't throw them up. Lift them up. If you throw your children up by letting them have everything they ask for, they will not understand that there is dignity in labor. And God forbid, when they cannot afford such things, they might want to begin to be funny. Please give them these values. Very important. Very, very important. Teach them how to do house chores. Teach them how to sweep, how to vacuum, how to clean, how to help you peel yam. Whether they are boys or girls, it does not matter. How to wash their undies, their singlets, how to arrange their rooms. Don't keep complaining, I don't even understand. You have scattered this room again. Make them do their rooms. Make them make their rooms. Let your children pick up their toys. If at 35, at 40, you are still in the kitchen, laboring, sweating, and your children are watching cartoons, it's not right. Don't kill yourself. Raise your kids very well. Let the generations of your children bless you. This to me is purposeful motherhood. Teach them. Let them understand the dignity of labor. Let them understand neatness, honesty, truth. Let them understand that they should not steal. Let them understand that there's what we call the law of repercussion. Let them understand that you did not play your way to where you got to. Let them know that you worked hard, you trusted God, and you continue to maintain it. Let them know that they should work for what they earn. Let them know that they should earn respect, earn dignity, earn honor, earn money. Please create time for your children. Know the number you can adequately take care of. It is not enough to bear a child, you must rear a child. And start early. A preserved childhood is better than a repaired adulthood. I'll say that again. A preserved childhood is better than a repaired adulthood. To begin to repair and repair and repair may not be funny. Please, while your kids are young, give them these values. There are 4 major things I also want to tell you. Number 1, know your child. This is purposeful motherhood. Know your child. Know your child. And there is no way you can know your child if you do not spend time with your child. Know your child. Children differ. Your boy may be different from his brother. He's even different from his brother. So stop comparing them. The fact that one is good with mathematics and the other is not does not make any one of them inferior to the other. Job chapter number 12 and verse number 3, and Job chapter 13 verse 2. What you know, I know. I am not inferior to you. Every child is uniquely unique and differently different. So stop comparing. Know your child. Spend time to know your child. Listen to your children. Children have feelings. That's how to know them. Listen when your child is speaking. Stop interrupting the child. Stop beating. You're going to school today. Listen. Who knows? Maybe somebody is bullying the child at school. Maybe somebody is sexually harassing the child. Listen. Don't just say, you are lazy. You are lazy drone. You are going to school. Can you please listen, madam? Can you listen to this child? And when the child is done explaining his part, then you can guide. So number 1, know your child. If you want to be purposeful in motherhood. Number 2, train your child. Train your child. Your 2-year-old that you spanked is doing like this to you. And you just know that child is giving you a signal. Bring that child to submission. Let that child know that till Jesus comes, there will always be authority figures in his or her life. Let them understand that. It doesn't mean you'll be spanking and spanking and spanking. No. Explain to the child. And if you need to spank, why not? But please train your children. Train them how to eat. Stop making a noise when you are eating. It's part of the training. Tell your child, close your mouth when you eat. Close your mouth when you eat. When you eat, there must be no sound. Things like that. Train your child. Train them. Train them. It is your responsibility. And that is purposeful motherhood. You will thrive in your purpose as a mother in the name of Jesus. Number 3, love your child. As simple as that sounds, many parents fail in that area. Love is not just, let's go on vacation, I'm taking you to Paris. Love is not, I just bought you another phone. Love is not just, no. Love is deeper than that, even though that is also a part of loving your child, meeting the child's need. Yes, fantastic. But please love your child and let your child know that he or she is loved. Psychologically, build your child's self-esteem. You are not inferior to anybody. You are not small. Look, you are good. When our children call, my first child is an engineer, and he calls me, hello mom, this is how I respond. Excellency of dignity. I did that from the beginning of my strength. Thou shalt excel continually. Good morning. How are you doing? Your wife? Your children? And then when I'm done, I say things like, be blessed. Love you. All my children. And our second son calls, hey, kingdom financier. And my daughter calls, mother of nations. Look for names for your children. Love them. Let them know. Hug your teenager. Hug your children. They can prostrate to greet you in your culture, like my culture. But after that, or they kneel down, hug them. Great time for them. Befriend them. A child gets to a level when it's no longer just your child. It's now your friend. It's important for you to understand this season in your children's lives. Love your child. I remember when my husband wrote letters to each of our children. He wrote our biological child, the last born. I still remember what he wrote. He said, we all waited for you as the last born before we took off into greatness. They still have those letters. Write letters to your children. Send them cards. Don't just come in and be shouting at everybody. I told you to do the chores. I told you to do this. What happened? Why did you do? Mommy is coming again. Mommy has come again. They'll be wishing and waiting for the days when they will leave your house. That's not how to do it. Maybe we were not raised that way, with so much love, with public display of affection. But let's change the trajectory of this. Let's begin to raise our children with so much love. Never end the discussion on the phone with your children without saying, I love you. Mommy loves you. You're breastfeeding your baby. That's not the time to be playing Ludo and be playing chess. Concentrate and be speaking to the baby. I love you. You will be great. You are beautiful. Love on your child. Please do. And then lastly, pray for your child. Nobody can pray for your child like you. Pray for your child. Anoint your child if you're a Christian. Lay hands on your child. When our kids were young and they were all, in the house, 2 a.m. almost every day, I'll go to their room and I will anoint them and pray and cover them. I remember this particular day, our first child was about between 7 and 8. And as I entered the room and I anointed, he was awake and I was surprised. I did not know, why are you awake? And he said, Mom, did you see Jesus? He just left my room. Wow. He had an encounter. And he told me that, Adidas, how are you doing? I said, I'm fine. He said, you're going to be a pastor and an engineer. This is exactly what this young man is today. So you don't know. Prepare your children. Love them. Pray for them. Where your hand cannot reach, God's hands will reach. Bring them before the Lord. I remember I read a book by a great man of God, one of the leading men of God in America, one of the richest, one of the blessed, one of the most impactful. He said he used to be a very bad boy in the family. He said, one day the Lord said to him, Ken, even if you become lazy and you can no longer pray, you will still be successful. He said, why, Lord? And the Lord said to him, because I have seen enough of your mother's face in the place of prayer on your behalf. Amazing. Amazing. I've seen enough of your mother's face in the place of prayer on your behalf. Please pray for your children. Pray for them. Pray for them. Where your hands cannot reach, God's hand will reach. They may be in Australia. They may be in China. They may be in Africa. But your prayers will get there. You may not be able to get there, but your prayers. Pray about everything. Let your children grow up to know that, let me send this to my mother as a prayer point. She will take it to the Lord. Once in a while, just fast. Skip breakfast or skip lunch and breakfast and just bring your children. On my phone, I have set the alarm when to pray for my children every day, when to give thanks on their behalf. You might want to do that too. Few seconds, few minutes sometimes. Sometimes you just take your time and you bring them before the Lord. Don't wait till they have challenges. Pray ahead. The person that will marry, my children will not marry my enemies. My children will not marry their enemies. These are prayer points. My children will not be barren. My children will not miss who they should meet. And they will not meet who they should meet. Pray. Pray for your children. Bring them before the Lord. Establish them in their purpose. Come against everything that is troubling your children. Bring them before the Lord in the place of prayer. Let God know that your children must matter in quarters that matter. Please pray for your children.
You can follow us at all our social media handles at Flaming Channel. Also, visit our website at www.flamingchannel.com. Thank you.